Hey everybody, Susan Lazar-Hart here with your Thursday Ask Susan Live. Now, for those of you who weren't aware, we have changed our format. We are no longer, me, myself, and I, and you, this amazing, incredible international group of creatives and seekers. No longer on Sundays. Ask Susan Live is switching to Thursdays. We're playing around, seeing what else is possible. Hey, Nicole, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Tell us where you're from. The format has changed as well. I've been asking you for your questions, and thank you so much. You have been sending them in. So we have one question that came in just a little bit earlier on the Congruent Living for Seekers and Creatives Facebook, and one that came in to me privately that I've got written down here on my notes. So, yeah, send me your questions. No matter when, no matter how, you can private message me. You can send them to susan@susanlazarhart.com, or you could just write them here, like Jeannie did. So let's get right to it. Jeannie says, I'm going to put my glasses on. Jeannie says, I'm naturally curious about everything, and I'm ADD to the max. Kind of like Dory in Finding Nemo movie. Hey, yeah, Alia. How do I embrace this and allow this to be my best friend and generate and create from this space? So I'm just going to repeat that because I was following all the people coming on in. Hey, everybody coming on in. So Jeannie says, Susan, I'm naturally curious about everything and I'm ADD to the max. Kind of like Doris in Finding Nemo. How do I embrace this and allow this to be my best friend and generate and create from this space? Well, hey, Chad, welcome, welcome. Here's the deal, right? As an Uber creator, there's going to be lots of information coming in all the time. So curiosity is who you be, right? There's so much to be curious about. So for myself, every time I get a new idea of like, oh, I'm going to create this, or I wonder what else is possible, write it down, right? Just write it down. Put it on, you know, this is my wall of sticky notes for those of you who haven't been to my office through Zoom yet. Yeah, write them down, write it down, and then ask for them to tell you when the time is. Now, when I say that, everything has energy. Everything we say, everything we do, every word we use, every motion we create with has an energetic vibration to it. So we might get like a hit of yes. Then I might ask, oh, so is now the time? It's like, actually, no, now isn't the time. Hey, Magdalena, welcome, welcome. So when we have all of these ideas, put them in a book, right? Put that book next to your bed or keep it in your pocket or by your office table or put them on sticky notes. And every once in a while, I go through these notes and I'm like, huh, so that actually isn't a priority for me. So part of is now the time is also asking, is this a priority for me? And, you know, when I'm working with clients, the first thing I'll ask them is, let's talk about your priorities. And they'll say, well, I don't know what my priorities are. And I'm like, okay, let's go out 6 months from now. That's too far. Let's go out a month from now. How do you see yourself? What does that look like? What does that taste like? What does that feel like? Right? And then we chunk it down. So what's your priority right now? So for myself, my priority is working with my editor on my book, Fearless Every Day. My priority is also working with my VIP clients and my laser coaching clients, right? My priority is having a coffee date with my business every Monday. You know, my business and I go for a walk and we have a discussion about how we're creating, what's working, what's not working. And I might get a hit for like, oh yeah, a podcast. Totally. How can I shift Ask Susan to podcast? I'll write that down. Is that my priority right now? As Uber creatives, and thank you so much, Jeannie. As Uber creatives, we do have that capacity to bring in all kinds of juicy ideas. So the question is now the time, write them down, is now, hope that worked. My internet just went wonky for a second. Let me know if you also have any questions on this. You know, as we're going through these topics, these questions people are writing in. Ali says, I love this question. Thank you so much. Yeah, because we're SpongeBobs of the universe. We have this capacity to pick up everyone's thoughts, feelings, emotions, You know, it's the willingness to surf that wave. Like, for those of you who don't know, I was a professional painter for about 30 years in the galleries and gallery systems. And even when I was 12 years old, I would walk downtown in Montreal and just go to galleries by myself, right? Now, people will say, oh, Susan, you know what? Are you painting now? Yeah, I'm painting for myself. I'm not in the gallery system anymore. I created heavy metal poisoning, which actually led me to the work I'm doing now of energetic body work and coaching. You see, everything leads to something, which leads to something. So it's not to negate all your choices, all your ideas. It's to actually appreciate that you have that capacity to create, right? And then asking, okay, embracing it. You asked, Jeannie, how do I allow this to be my best friend? It's not about being allowing, it's about being in allowance of your brilliance. It's about being in appreciation that you're the kind of person that has all of these ideas. And then, again, putting it in a small notebook and asking, show me when the time is. Right? So Jeannie, I know Jeannie already said she's going to check back on the replay. Jeannie, let me know how this lands for you. And for those of you who are coming in later, hashtag replay. For those of you who are here now and just kind of in the background, say hi. Say hi. It's your energy that is creating what we are creating with Ask Susan. It's causing the shifts and changes that I'm asking for with Ask Susan Live. So, any other comments on Jeannie's question? If not, I will move into the next one. Just going to check here. Cool, cool, cool. So, the other thing too is, you know, would you be willing to be an allowance of you, right? So there's a huge difference between how do I allow this and to be in allowance, right? You are unique unto you. There is no one else like you on the planet. Right? You have your own energetic vibration. So are you willing to be an allowance of how you create and who you create with, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it takes? That's one of the huge shifts that I myself have learned to play with as I grow in and out and through different vocations, different energetic shifts, different things that tug at me, right? Again, if something's tugging at you, write it down and ask, is now the time? Yeah, great question to play with. Okay, our next question is, where did I put it? Disappeared. Okay, the question basically was, here we go. Susan, hi. What are some ways of dealing with a partner whose level of awareness is based on what is or could be? So here's my awareness with that question. For those of you who don't know, I've been with Ricky we've been married for over 40 years with 4 adult children and their partners and grandchildren, and we all play and groove and create and grow together. So one of the agreements is what you do, how you be, is none of my business. In other words, I'm not in the business of dealing with how you believe, who you believe, and what you believe, right? So my question would be, where are you in all of this, right? Now, the person that wrote this is asked to remain anonymous. So I know you're listening and will be listening. So where are you in all of this? So we tend to, when we decide we have to deal with something, you get the energy of that. It's not a kindness, right? It's not a kindness to you, and it's not a kindness to the person who has a point of view that it's on what could go wrong and what can go wrong. So I'm going to ask you to expand out, take an aerial view of who you be, what you be, and how you are creating, and ask a question from there, right? The question is, where am I in all of this? Because if you're growing, if you're creating, if you're seeking and being who you came here to be, how people act is none of your business, right? Now, when I say that, when we're with a partner, a parent, a child, a boss, it's about creating a space that actually works for you and not against you. So if somebody has a point of view of their life and how their life should be run and what will go wrong, it's just their point of view. It has nothing to do with me. Is it hurting me? Absolutely not. Right? What is this? Oh, it's their point of view. What can I do with it? Actually, I can mind my own business and encourage them to be the space of space in their business. How do I encourage them? By not buying anything they're saying is real and true from me. Again, when you decide that you have to deal with something, think of like somebody gambling and you've got a deck of cards. So that means you're the one in control and you're dealing with their life, their living, their business. Now, it's also not a kindness to take something away from someone. Believe it or not, some people actually enjoy their own crap. They enjoy their point of view. Now, how do you shift and change that for you? Again, be that space of space of space. And ask this question, where am I in this? And what part of what's going on in their life is actually true for me? And what am I creating here as valuable? Because if you buy someone else's point of view as real and true, you create it also as valuable. And the other thing is, when you're willing to be present, it's about living out of judgment, out of significance, out of polarity. So if you're willing to be that much space, when you decide you have to deal with someone's point of view, you're making it significant. You get the energy of that, you're making it concrete. And it probably drives you nuts because it's all you can think about. Whereas if you take an aerial view of what am I creating in my life, what about this is relevant for me? And does it work for you? You know, you have the choice here. I remember when Ricky's involved in investments. And I remember at one point when the stock market was diving and all kinds of stuff about 20 or 30 years ago or 20 years ago. And he would come home every day after work just filled with all of this energy and all of this negativity. And I actually said, you know what, you've got to leave that at the door. That actually doesn't work for me, right? If you want to talk about this with your friends at the office, that's cool, I get it. Let's create a zone here, a space of joy and creativity and possibility. Because this conversation, this daily conversation actually doesn't work for me. Now you see the difference when you talk about what works for you, right? It has nothing to do with them. If you wanted to continue that conversation, take it to the office, right? It doesn't work for me. So in your stance of who you be, what you be, and how you be, you're not dealing, I wasn't dealing with his points of views. I was actually saying, this is actually what works for me. This energy works for me. This way that we can communicate works for me. What would work for you? Would this work for you? Could this work for you? And then you see you're being that space of space. And it's choice. Because again, if you decide it's your job, you have to deal with someone else's point of view, I'm going to ask you, you're making it valuable. You're also making it more valuable than you. So, questions. Any questions on this one? Yeah. Again, come on in later as you watch #replay and let me know what pops for you. All right. This is our new Ask Susan. It's based on your questions, what's coming up in your life and your living. We will be having themes as we go along. The theme for this month has been being present, and you can catch the replays on Ask Susan TV and on our Congruency Quickies. Let me know how this works for you. Let me know what questions you have, because it's your questions that actually create Ask Susan. We've been going live for about 6 years, and that's why I'm asking my business in my coffee date. So Ask Susan, what is this asking to be? It could be something totally different. I don't know. We're going to find out. And only by you asking questions will I get the information that I require to ask of Ask Susan, what is it that you require of me, right? Thank you so much. Let me know again if we're in the right zone, how this is popping for you. Everything shifts, everything changes. What I know for sure is by being in the question of your life and your living, that's where the change comes in, right? And so these are questions that I use for myself every day in every way. Working with congruent living coaching, being a coach, a heart-centered mindset coach for over 14 years. I'm so grateful for all the people that have shifted and changed by just being in the question and learning to ask questions. And so that's what Ask Susan Live is all about. It's a chance for you to get a taste of what that could be like for you. So until we meet again next Thursday, live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless leader that you came here to be. Because the world needs more of you, and that's special sauce, not less. So let's ask some questions today and see what that could change for you. And let me know how this landed for you. What questions are you going to be using from this Ask Susan today? I look forward to reading them. You know, I pop in every day. All right, take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.